Hello everyone. Welcome back. Doing more Monk. And actually fun speedrun. So far. We'll see. I don't think it can be that bad. I can't imagine it. I mean, there's a few annoying parts. Like a bit in Outer Expanse is kind of annoying, and a bit in Superstructure is a bit annoying, you know. But for like only a handful of points of the run that are actually difficult at all, I think that's pretty good. We'll see. Set up a few more things. The splits are open. Music. Guess I should check though if I have game music on. I might have kept that on. That's off. Yes, hello. So I'm gonna do. Whoops, actually, no splits. No splits. I should just disable them. Get out of here. I want to start with the practice run, just so that I remember where to go. Is it buffering already? That's great news. Not paying attention. So this is quite a long category. Probably over an hour. Sub-hour might be possible, but I'll have to do more attempts to see if that's true. And filling out splits too, that would help. So I can see like the sum of best, see if that approaches an hour. Although sum of best, of course, is not the same as in-game time, because that's using I don't know what the best way to get the food. I guess I should jump and get the ones on the left or the right side first, and then jump up. So I can go like right to left. That'd probably be the best option. So a few notes about this run and my strategies that I figured out for in the last stream. Oh gosh, okay, remember to eat the fruit. It makes karma caching a lot easier when there's not an extra thing in the room that can get in your way. But some things that I learned from the last stream. There's some cycles that you may need to get like the maximum cycle length for, or if not the maximum length, then like close to the maximum length. Going from Pebbles to Shoreline is one of them. You go from Pebbles to the Wall, Chimney, Industrial, Shaded, then Shoreline. So that's quite a far distance that you have to travel. It is possible to do it in one cycle. At least I think it should be possible. But if you just get a shorter cycle, then you just can't make it, of course. So, you know, there's some times where you want to look out for the cycle time and make sure that you have enough to make it. And then another case when going to Outer Expanse. Also, there's nothing that I wanted to test. Because normally after doing all the stuff in Shoreline per moon, we passage to Outskirts, and then from Outskirts we go to Drainage, Filtration, then Outer Expanse. That's the route. But also, there's a direct connection from Shoreline to Subterranean. You just take a gate. So maybe that would just be the best option instead of passaging again. Although it kind of feels like a waste not passage, you know? Like, why not take an easy opportunity to teleport like halfway across the map, you know? So the subterranean route would have to be really good for that to be worth it, but I guess it's worth testing out anyway. So I believe this is the Martyr Passage. Also, you could skip out on passaging or as karma caching a few times, because you could just you wouldn't need the second passage. Although you're probably going to get Survivor eventually. You just want to get the Martyr for starting a bunch. Damn, there's no rocks. I guess I can't do the jump. So there is a small problem with this run, especially since I've been running Spearmaster. The very beginning of the run is basically exactly the same as Pebble presents. Other than like karma caching a few extra times, you're still just going from outskirts to pebbles. And the fastest way to do that is the same, you know, regardless of what you do before and after it. So, and once we get to pebbles, we're gonna take a different route at that point. But as in, we're going back out manually because you need to carry some items with us. But, you know, Spearmaster starts with the same routes. Pebble Descent, of course, is the same route. So there's a lot of speedruns that kind of start in the exact same way. So it can be a little bit repetitive. But the entire, like, second half of the run is completely unique. It's probably more than half. I can't pick up 2 spears at once. How unusual. I think there were a few other big mistakes in that run that I did. I think there was a death to a Leviathan in Submerged Superstructure. It was decently close to a shelter, but still, of course, unoptimal. You don't want any death to any creatures. So I will aim for a deathless run, which is difficult because it's long, but also easy because you're monk. You know, it kind of balances out. Of course, some creatures like Leviathans don't care if you're monks, so they're still quite difficult. Although I think that particular Leviathan that I died to, I think I have a strategy to deal with it easier. By making use of some of the pipes in that room, you can move around a lot without, like, that Leviathan following you around. Also, there's a specific strategy, like positions where you want to get Bubbleweed. And I kind of forgot those, you know, it's gonna take some time to memorize exactly where you need to eat, I don't know why I said that, because I just ate a batfly, I guess, but we need to like stop and get the Bubbleweed, and which ones you should pick up and which ones you should store in your stomach. That's just a bit of memorization, and it'll like save a couple of seconds if you just do it cleanly. Compared to like entering a room and then being like, oh shoot, I don't have a Bubbleweed, I need to go back and get the Bubbleweed. Like just kind of lose time for no reason. I want to think, okay. Yo, hello. Welcome to the stream. I was thinking a bit about the alternate strategy where you go straight from shoreline to subterranean instead of going, I don't have a rock. Instead of passaging to outskirts. If you passage to outskirts, you just spend a little bit of time getting food and a little bit of time going to a shelter, which is kind of insignificant, right after seeing moon. And then from there, you go to outskirts, you go through outskirts, which doesn't take too long. You go through drainage system, which also doesn't take too long, but it's kind of like a medium amount of time. And then you make it to filtration system, which is about halfway through subterranean. Do I have dev tools? I do. I'm just gonna save myself. But I have to reset all of that. Part of practicing well, I think, involves a little bit of cheating. If you take the subterranean route, I think there's actually roughly the same amount of regions that you have to go through, right? You have to go all the way through shoreline to get to the gate. And then you need to go through all of subterranean instead of just half of it. So maybe it balances out. Mario Wonder and Shovel Knight. Ooh, those are good games, I think. Both games that I'm quite familiar with, but have not played myself, which is actually quite a lot of games. Is the music too loud? Do let me know. Maybe I should play Shovel Knight. I think I've heard about it more than I've actually seen gameplay. Maybe I should throw boost there so that I can start rolling sooner. You know, it's funny, games like Shovel Knight are kind of based around this idea of like emulating older games. Like, I think Shovel Knight is more like NES style. But I think it's funny, I've played more games that are also inspired by like old 8-bit games. That is what I'm more familiar with, you know. I'm more familiar with the recreations of old games than the old games themselves. Or like other indie games, mostly, because that kind of style is like a bit easier to develop. Okay, can I not do this? Hold on. Is this just a monk problem? I hope not. It's a nice strategy. There we go. I think that should work the same as it does for Survivor. Oh, shoreline? There's so many inspectors here. I'm gonna eat these bat flies. I picked up a spear instead of second bat fly. That's a little bit annoying. New old game. Now this song sounds a little bit quiet. Mobile Suit Baba. I got that game, but I don't know if I want to play it. I don't usually play like turn-based strategy games. Maybe that's even more reason to play it. I don't know. It's a bit quiet. And then some other song is gonna play and be like twice as loud as this one. Okay, please don't do that again. What is the strategy here? Get a neuron and come back. Song you never hear. I forget where this even plays. The farmer is. So I would also like to eat a neuron, but there's a potential problem with that where if there's just not enough neurons, or if I don't get one quickly enough, I'll spend like a whole minute just sitting there waiting for one. Which is a pretty big time loss to take for just some quality of life, you know? Because you can do the entire route without being able to see. Although there was a part where infiltration actually fell down the pit because I couldn't see, so maybe that would actually really help for situations like that. It's hard to, I mean, okay, the Switch is kind of like not as great compared to some other consoles that are available right now in terms of like performance. So something like the Switch can probably be improved a lot, but also there's a point where it feels like technology can't improve so much where it's like a radical difference. Like comparing like Game Boy to Switch is like, it's huge, you know? The Game Boy looks like ridiculously limited in comparison. It's hard to imagine a console that is the Switch. If the Switch was the Game Boy, what would that console be, you know? Oh, time loss, don't pick up the pearls. I guess completely empty. No. I don't know if it's a good idea to try to jump to grab a neuron, or if you should just stay on that pole and wait for one to come by. Okay, 8-1. Oh, I could have gotten that neuron if I just stayed still, maybe. Alright, there we go. That's 2. I mean, there's a point where like okay, like looking at graphics, there's a point where games can just like become photorealistic, and it's like literally impossible to make them any better because it would be like impossible to tell with your eyes. atomic size limit of technology in like I don't know what you're referring to there in particular, but I think the main problem is like quantum tunneling, right? Where components become so small that like things can just kind of quantum tunnel around and break stuff. Being vague because I don't really know how it works. I mean, if like the majority of technological improvements have been just from reducing the size of things, of like components of chips and transistors and whatever, then you know that's just a hard limit on how small it can be. There's other ways to make improvements still. I think AI is probably part of it. Not that I'm like a huge supporter of AI stuff, because you know some of it isn't great. But as like a technology, you can like use AI to optimize stuff a lot. Or this is very speculative, but potentially integrating like living cells in computers. So basically like these iterators. But the like cells can always, or like living things can always be smaller and more precise than any like manufactured device. Maybe that's not true. But like DNA is like extremely small, and yet like it is like it's very common in life, you know, these like tiny like molecule scale things that all like work properly, I mean most of the time. Realism is dead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not the person to care about like graphics or realism. I guess I kind of got used to playing games on like the lowest graphics settings, so I don't mind it at all. I had a really bad laptop for a long time, and you know, any game that I'd played that wasn't like 2D pixel art, like goodbye every single graphic setting, you know, set them all to like ultra low performance, whatever. And that you just get to get used to how things look like, you know. Whoops. Okay, I tried to grab onto the pole, but I guess you can't really do that from a slide fence. And also, realistic games are always really annoying in terms of visual effects, like lens flare or motion blur. That stuff is just annoying, you know. It just makes it harder to see, even if it makes things look more realistic. Except for, I don't understand motion blur at all, because your eyes kind of already have motion blur. That's what motion blur is from, so why would you add it to the game? Now there's just twice as much motion blur, you know? There's the motion blur from your eyes, and there's the motion blur in the game. Like, I don't understand the purpose of that. I usually prefer when games prioritize visual clarity, so that you can look at the screen and immediately know what's going on. Brain World is very good at that. Hello, welcome to the stream. Can you do this? Yes, easily. More time I spent on the graphics than the gameplay. That's also the case, but usually there's a different team for graphics anyways, so it doesn't really affect. Although more focus on the graphics means less like good performance is more difficult. It might cause more bugs that interfere with gameplay. Funny song. That's kind of annoying. There's a little ledge there that you kind of get stuck on. I keep getting the whiplash. It's a whiplash, yeah, hop kind of day. So I can fix that when I do actual runs. Also, that ledge is annoying. Ooh, there we go. Finally got one of those again. Oh, I should check the cycle. This is kind of a long cycle. I guess I'll see if I can make it at this much time. That was some awful jump start there. This nice full climb. I think there might be like a platform there that doesn't actually exist. I don't know what that was. That's where it becomes a problem. Also, I can see. It's kind of nice, and the oversteer isn't doing that effect, which is just a little bit annoying. It's better to be able to see like this than to have that effect on, which can actually kind of get in the way sometimes. Also, remember to bring a spear here. Also, you can just do a slide bounce there, I think, and it works just as fine. Wait, this is the right music, right? This is the right song that's playing here? Or is this the song that plays at the end of updated. I don't remember for some reason. Like that argument doesn't really make sense at all. I guess from a more like scientific view. Like I guess like at an intuitive level, you can be like, oh yeah, like, that sort of makes sense. What's this? I'll check it though. I feel like no matter what the system that you use is, you just like get used to it, you know. And then when you see other people use a different system that you're not used to, it's like, oh, that doesn't make sense. It's not very intuitive. Even though the system that you use is only intuitive because you're just used to it. See, I don't know, like, this doesn't look possible. I always get here too late. It's a shelter that you would wanna stay in. Well, okay, I'll just run for it. Okay. I'll see if I can make it anyway. Which does mean I have to. Actually, it's probably not possible because you have to like go up onto the surface to enter the room. At that point, we would probably be safe. Ski wall per wall hop. And at this point, it's about to rain right now. I'm not gonna bother with changing the like where the bubble weed is because that would just take too much time. But if it feels so close, I'm always here when it's about to rain, you know? This would be a problem with that. Also, this seems to use up like most of the bubble weed swimming in this room. And now it's raining right now on the surface. Yeah, that's strange. Let me try. Let me try this, okay? If I go to remix and turn on this setting. Did I turn on something by accident? I don't think so. Yeah, this is the longest possible cycle, which I think already looks longer than the previous cycle. Actually, I'm gonna count how many pips there are on the timer. Uh, 26, I think, if I counted correctly. So if there's 26 pips, then I'll count how many are left if I can make it to the end to see how lenient it can be. Although I guess you don't. Do you really lose that much time by just taking an extra shelter? Like you need to eat like 3 fruits, and you like spend like 20 seconds going into the shelter. It's not really a huge deal. I'm convinced that humans in general, can just literally just get used to anything. We're very adaptable. If you ever see people in other cultures or with just like alternate lifestyles, you may think that it's kind of strange. Like, why do you do things like this instead of like this? People get into arguments about which kind of foods go together. Like pineapple on pizza or ketchup on eggs. Or ones that are common for some reason. It's like, what? That is objectively disgusting. But like, what if some group of people really like that food? They eat it all the time, and like, for them, you're the weird one for not liking it, you know? We, like, a ton of people speak completely different languages, and we're just used to it, you know? You never think that anything is strange with the language that you, like, you grew up with, you know? Things like, this fun test that I did. Control schemes in games can literally be whatever you want. The keyboard layouts, the QWERTY keyboard layout, it's just the way it is, kind of just because, you know? Like the position of the keys is kind of just completely arbitrary. There may be some sort of like explanation or like reason behind why they're placed the places there are, but a bunch of keys could probably be swapped around and like no one would have felt different about it. And if you change your keyboard layout, you can get used to it. If you change your control scheme in a game, you can get used to it. I feel like I'm not even allowed to have an opinion on pineapple and pizza because I haven't tried it. And I wonder how many people who have strong opinions about it have actually tried it themselves. Or some people are just so against it that they just don't even bother trying it at all, just assuming that it's awful. Or maybe the other way around, and some people haven't even tried it, but they just assume that it's great because they want to be on like the good side or something, you know, whatever group they decide to be with. And I feel like anyone with like a scientific argument of like it is objectively bad because of this like combination of like flavors and the, you know, whatever that those literally do not work together. I don't understand that either, because if you like it, then you like it, like, right? And even some food that like, you know, you may not like initially, if you eat it a lot, you could just like eventually enjoy it just because you eat it so much. Or if like there's a food that doesn't taste great, but you know that it's healthy, so you eat it anyway, and you eventually just enjoy it. Song is a bit late. Oh, that's close. So I can do an E slide here if I get a rock. Of course I don't. I need to find a spear right here. That's kind of risky, actually, considering that this room and the next room are the only places I can get a spear for when I need it. But there might be like a higher chance of a spear spawning in one of these areas. Like, here's the spear again. There might be a spear right here. There isn't. I like that slide pass there. I don't like that, though. Food you don't like. What? Used to it? I don't know, maybe. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Look, it's Monk, for real. Make sure that I don't accidentally drop the neuron. Ooh, I wanna tell a little story. It's not really an interesting story. I don't know why I said it like that, but yesterday I was looking at 2 Saint 30% runs, the world record, and let me try that again. The world record and my run, and I was watching them both side by side, so that I can try to figure out how to improve my time. And it was actually really fascinating because we're both like within like 20 seconds of each other for like a good chunk of the run. And there's one part in Shoreline where I make a bunch of mistakes and that sets me behind by like 4 minutes. But otherwise it's like very close the whole time. The main mistake that I made is that in Shoreline, so basically the strategy was to go to a shelter and stay in that shelter and then go to Moon to ascend her, then save and exit so that you'll return to the shelter and then you can head over to Subterranean afterwards. I tried to go to that shelter, but there is a Miros Vulture in the way. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just go to the other shelter. And so I go to the right, closer to Moon, I take that shelter instead. Oh, there's a lot of time left. I go to take the other shelter. And then I go over to Moon. From there, I die to a jellyfish, because of course. Oh, hello Moon. I have to go back to Moon again and save and exit, but also since the shelter is closer to Moon, I have to spend more time to go back over to Subterranean. So just overall, it's like worse in every way, you know. So just a bunch of mistakes in terms of routing, in terms of, I mean, I didn't know I'd lose that much time. I thought that it might save time compared to waiting for the Miros Vulture to move out of the way. I have to be careful. I can't swim very well. as in Monk can't swim very well. What else was interesting in that comparison? Never create new route mid-run. I did test out that route though. I just didn't really know that it was that much worse. And also the death, of course, made a big difference. Some other things. In the beginning, you can have two options to get through farm rays. You can either store a bubble weed in your stomach from the last run and use that to go through the underwater section that rivulet takes, or you can go to the right for a bit, grab a yeek, and then go back and use the yeeks to cross the worm grass. The yeek is faster. I mean, of course, the yeek's movement is quite simple, and you could probably improve movement on the other routes, but I think it was such a big difference that the yeek is always worth getting. You might get unlucky and, you know... Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, I'm just going the wrong way. Hold up. Wait, not this way either. So getting the yeeks faster. It was nice to confirm that, because I like using the yeek. What else? I don't even have a food. What am I doing? This is not a great route. Yeah, I still had plenty of time left. I don't know why I haven't been able to make it to the shelter in other runs. Rubicon was another big one. The alternate routes. So I like to take the right side of Rubicon, but taking the left side is faster, and that scares me because the left side looks like awful for RNG. How much time does the Yeek save? It felt like 15 to 20 seconds. I mean, I didn't know exactly. I wasn't really comparing time. I was... Oh, hold on. I need the... You're distracting me. No, I'm distracting myself. I wasn't really comparing time. I was more like comparing like which rooms we were in. Like by the time I entered the final room in Farm Rays, like you were like a few rooms behind. I was like, okay, that seems like a big enough difference. I didn't make any I didn't time anything out. Everything was very loose. But it is faster, so that's enough for me to want to take that route consistently. Oh yeah. I don't remember if that's the way you can enter Metropolis. Because I know that you can do that to enter Bitter Airy. I saw that one. I guess the same thing can probably apply to the Metropolis gate. Or maybe there's something else to it. I'm not entirely sure. Karma Lizard. Yeah, there's a lot more annoying spawns that you have to deal with. There is a Karma Lizard, there is a White Lizard, and there are Vultures. Plus the Yeeks might just be further away and you just need to spend more time to like actually get one. But I think actually using the Yeek is very fun, so that's just my strategy. A lot of the route was still very, very similar. Like there weren't any like major differences. I mean, there are only like so many paths you can take, so of course a lot of the movement is going to look similar. I noticed that there were a ton of time losses on both sides from just like random movement mistakes. like not swinging as fast as possible, or like running into a wall while swinging and losing all your speed, or like missing the ceiling when you're trying to swing across it. You know, a bunch of tiny mistakes like that. Like, wow, movement can be optimized a lot. You know, with just a ton of practice. Turn into a square. I remember that. Yeah, in my run, when trying to enter a filtration system, there is a red centipede in the pipe, and I have to wait for that to move out of the way. I think you also got lucky in the spider room in Farmeries. Actually, no. I think that was average. I think there were still spiders there. In Rubicon, there's a red lizard, and they literally just fall, and you don't have to deal with them. And for the orange lizards at the end of Rubicon, okay, so this is what concerns me most about the left side of Rubicon. There's that room near the end with a bunch of orange lizards, and if they get stuck in the tunnels, then you lose a ton of time because you need to individually ascend each orange lizard, and then you need to push them out of the way to actually move through the tunnels. I feel like if there's orange lizards there, you just lose like a whole minute, right? There's no way that's consistent. Unless maybe it's like at the very end of the cycle, do the orange lizards run away at that point? Maybe it's consistent then, because it's only a few rooms away from the end when the rain can no longer hurt you. Oops. Make noise to bait them out, but there's still like a bunch of orange lizards there. So if you bait out most of them, there might be still like one orange lizard down in the tunnels that can get you. At the very end of the run, I don't think that's worth the risk unless you like have every single orange lizard accounted for. Or you could just run through and like get lucky, you know, if the orange lizards aren't there. But it definitely saves time compared to the other routes. Wrong way. I don't recognize this room all of a sudden. Yes, I need to go down there. Going fast. I guess maybe that's true. Because a lot of the time I was so scared of the orange lizards that I would just wait for them anyway, even if I didn't see them. I would just wait long enough for them to eventually show up and get in the way, of course. Is getting a jetfish here reasonable? I don't know. I have not tested it. But you can still swim very fast with bubbleweed, so. Oh, why is this not here? I reset my save file, or maybe I forgot. I could possibly go fast in a speedrun. Crazy idea, I know. I don't need these. I'll have to get back to running Saint again soon. Maybe I'll do that next stream. Some Saint runs. But I probably need to practice it a lot. Just because the movement is very difficult to optimize. Like Saint's movement is the kind of movement where you can like keep practicing and like every time you'll improve a little bit, you know? For other runs, you know, there's only so fast you can move, even if you do all the slide bounces or all the EI hop. But for Saint, you know, there's always just a little bit faster you can go, you know? If you just do, it's like, if you swing in a slightly different position with like a slightly different angle, or if you release at a slightly different time, you know? It's like very like physics-based, you know? So there's always like small little improvements you can make that are mostly just based on intuition and a lot of practice. There's also some rooms like in the leg when you're going to that echo, where there's a lot of blinded movement where you need to like grapple onto things that are off screen. That happens in a few other places in the run too. And so like just memorizing the layout of the room can help a lot because you can navigate it without like any hesitations. If you mess up an AI hop, does it become a whiplash? It can. If you... Well, let me think about this. So you can do the inputs in the right order with the wrong timing, and then you'll do an EI hop that's like a little bit slower than normal. If you do the inputs in the wrong order, where specifically if you jump before you throw, because to do an EI hop you need to throw backwards and then jump. But if you jump first, you're gonna jump backwards, and that's a whiplash. So it's better to get the throw or the jump timing late than to get than to be early. Ow, I just dropped the neurons. Okay. I mean, okay. I think a really easy way to think about EI hops is to do an E slide and then jump afterwards. And you can delay the jump by a lot, you know. So just do an E slide and then jump out of it, and then try to jump sooner and then sooner and sooner, you know, until you're basically jumping right after you do the E slide, and that's an EI hop. It's just that it's like one frame after. But instead of just thinking of it as like a sequence of inputs that you have to press, think of it as like doing an E slide and then jumping out of it very quickly. So I would give her the cloak if I had it. E whiplash. I think that's just the same as a whiplash. Okay, right here is where the wrap changes with the new test. So I'm gonna do that now. One tile of extra height. It's different than a normal whiplash. Okay, I need to get this on screen. I guess right here is where it's different, right? Okay. I guess I could still passage, right? I could just passage to the shelter. Which kind of sounds ridiculous, like just passage from one side of shoreline to the other. Does that really save that much time? Also, this is probably a really unoptimal route through here. Okay, I can climb up there instead. That'd probably be better. So this is a very experimental. Just seeing if this is even viable at all before I try to optimize it. So there's two extended things. There's an extended slide, which is doing a slide and then throwing backwards, which makes the slide go a lot further. And then an AI hop, extended instant hop, is when you do the extended slide and then jump immediately and hold forward, and it makes you jump really fast. It basically maintains all the speed of the E slide. What shelters did I use? This shelter. The one that's like down here. Actually, I don't think this would be the fastest route, right? Going down this way. Hold up. Let's try the other one. I'll pause the timer for a bit. Yeah, and then you can like keep jumping to maintain the momentum for a bit. So it's very good for getting a lot of speed and then maintaining it for a long time. Yeah, I think it's faster, especially with a jetfish, because you can use that. There you are. I really need a hotkey for pausing splits, because I always have to like go and do it manually in the get resume. This is still a little bit slower. Also, turn off all of this, please. Good luck entering that though, with a jetfish. Oh, you need a spear here. Oh no, you can just take the other, go on the other side. So from here, you know, it's only one room away from the path to the subterranean. I think I need to do this test again, but actually knowing the right route. Okay, I'm gonna drown. Don't mind me. So these rooms might take a while too. Bubbleweed helps though. You can swim faster and you don't risk drowning. Not if you're bad at swimming though, like me. The extended slide is absolutely worth learning. For a few reasons. It lets you just move quickly. Like compared to AI hops, E slides are still very good, you know, as an alternative. and they let you get past lizards very easily. So if there's a lizard in your way, you can just E-slide past it, or like under it. I got stuck on the floor, I didn't notice. Important for Saint especially. Why are Saints? That's probably not the right way to do this. That's an E-slide right there. And you can do a pounce out of it, which is better than a normal pounce, I think. Maybe it's the same. Or like a fully charged roll pounce, kind of what it looks like. That's an EI hop, but not an EI pounce. I don't know why every variation has a different name. But it's worse because you don't go as far. It's more vertical than horizontal. I hate this one platform right here. There we go, that's better. Yeah, if you're on controller, fast pole climb is kind of impossible. I don't know if anyone's able to do it consistently. But I was able to do hops on controller way easier than fast pole climbing. Well, tracking pace. This isn't even a real run, and it's also behind my old pace. So at this point, I think there would be mirror spirits, right? Even for Saint or Monk. I feel like I need to retry this. Ascending without maximum karma? Yeah, that's done in the any percent runs. Nothing else happens except no, nothing else happens. It's just that it's harder to get past the guardians. I want to redo this test because I feel like it was very unoptimal, especially in the beginning. I have to redo all this first. Alright, let me just do some extra secret speedrun tech. Alright, are you okay, Moon? Alright, she's good. Okay. I think the alternate ending is actually kind of a bug that they might have left in, because people liked it. I think something else is supposed to happen because of Artie. Artie doesn't have enough karma to ascend, and they kind of like dissolve. I don't know. It's kind of strange. It looks like they become an echo, but also they don't show as an echo in the end screen. The end art. Whoops, I stopped that full time. Speaking of Artie, here's the music. I don't know why I picked up this jellyfish. Because like Saint becomes an echo, or was always an echo, and you can see in the end screen arts, right? Like the character just looks green. Saint looks like an echo. It's very obvious. But Artificer just has the normal, like, ghost-looking, you know, arts. I should pass it back to the other shelter. Oh, there's a spear here. He jumps quite far. Didn't want to make a big lore reveal for what might be someone's first DLC select cat. Maybe. I mean, you've probably seen Echo before though, right? And so the idea of becoming, I mean, I guess maybe like, yeah, if you don't understand the lore, you wouldn't know why you would become an Echo under certain circumstances. I do have an extra passage. Yeah, just to get out of Moon, I think would actually be the biggest time save, because once you have the jet. Yeah, speaking of Ascension. No, I didn't think about it. I've always played Downpour with the understanding of the game's lore, but a bunch of people have probably played Downpour without even knowing anything about the pearls, and so they just don't really know what's going on the whole time. I mean, I'm sure like a bunch of it still makes sense, but especially like Saint. I mean, Saint art doesn't make sense, so maybe it's not very different. Don't know why I did that again, because I found out that it didn't work last time. Good job. part is a little bit scary because there's like kelp right there that likes to grab you when you're trying to climb up. Okay, today is not the IHOP day, so maybe I'll just do more extended slides instead. So they just aren't working out. Sorry about that. I really like this comic. I don't know where I saw it, but it's a similar scenario where there's like one of those packets. It's like, do not consume, do not whatever. I don't know what it says. And he's like, you can't tell me what to do, and he eats it, and then he like wakes up like a hospital bed or something with like a thing around his head, and it's like the people around him are like, congratulations, you escaped the simulation. I don't know, that's a funny idea for me. That like something so simple is like what breaks you out of like, first of all, that it suggests that the entire universe or Earth or whatever is a simulation, and that eating this like gel packet is how to escape. That's such a dumb idea. Okay, how do I do this test? I guess I could just look at my other stream. Sure, I'll look at the run that I did, although that run had creatures, so it's a little bit slower anyway. But I'll just see if they're like within the same ballpark. So around here, actually, I also did one in a practice run, so I'll look at that. Okay, so the time is 2:08, and then when I get to that room in Subterranean, oops, 8 minutes. Ooh. This looks faster then. This looks like it would be faster then if that takes about 8 minutes to take the whole like drainage filtration route. And this is better, and I didn't even use the passage, so actually let's test that now. If we're back here again, because let's do this for another time, why not? I love slamming into the water at unrealistic speeds. But it's always when you do like this. Anyway. Okay. So you do need to spend a little bit more time getting food if you want a passage, but I'll just do the same comparison as last time. That was about 6 minutes and 50 seconds. So this is just if I passage back to the shelter in Shoreline. And also considering that there's going to be a bit of menuing time to do the passage, this will take longer in real time compared to in-game time. So just account for that a little bit. Although so would the other path, so actually it's shorter than 8 minutes. But actually, they should even out, right? If both routes include passaging, then both of them are slower than the same amount. So this is actually a more fair comparison. And should also save more time in-game, at least. No passage music. So, hold up. I guess I need to actually pick the right one, yeah. Nope, I didn't select. Time loss. No, this doesn't really count. That's the right button. Okay. I think that eating the neurons goes against the point of this run. Because the whole point is that after Monk's campaign, Moon has 2 extra neurons and the cloak. So unless we brought her 3 neurons and then ate one of them. Yeah, that's another option. Take the path down there too, but I feel like that path is kind of awful. Okay, this path is also kind of bad if you can't even enter the pipe, because jetfish are hard to control. Yeah, I would deliver 2 pearls, but then I'm just taking 1 back. Thumb tunnel, that would be like 3 times slower. Oh, I forgot the bubbleweed. Whoops. Wait, can Monk even make this swim? Uh-oh. Surely. Sure, I'll get one out of you. Yeah, Throgus also work underwater. But I think it's not too significant. I just remember doing Gourmand at 8% and dying in this room a bunch. Because of the centipedes or the kelp or the dropwigs or the other centipedes. It was a whole mess. I should have let you jump there. Is this slower? This might be slower than the last attempt. At least, real time. Okay, so I have a question about the that mod. So there's a mod that prevents you from being able to move left, or it prevents you from pressing the left button, right? So you can't just walk left, but if you find some other way to like start moving to the left, then you can do that instead. How possible is that mod? You know, is it possible to beat the game with that? Because I kind of want to try to do a stream where I do that, but I don't know if it's just a huge waste of time. If I just like get stuck in the first few rooms of the campaign, or whatever campaign I try. If you just get stuck immediately, then I don't think it's like there's a whole stream's worth of content there. Possible room and chimney and 2 impossible in the wall. So going to pebbles normally wouldn't work. What if you took the other routes? What if you went to if you went up through exterior? I guess I should just continue like normal at this point. Yeah, and even if you get to pebbles, how do you like go to the depths, you know? That's very far to the left. I believe Artificer is just completely impossible because you just start moving left, like in the cutscene at the very beginning. Hold up, can you do, no, you can't. I wonder if there's some sort of movement tech that you can do from a standstill that lets you move to the left. I thought of a whiplash, but you have to press left to actually, like, do the whiplash. Even if you slide to the right. Hunter instantly explodes, so yeah, Hunter and Artie just don't work. Maybe that doesn't work on that side. I mean, I feel like if there's a wall, you can move to the left because you can just wall jump off of the wall and then bunny hop to keep your speed going. Oh, actually, any pipe that goes to the left is impossible to enter. I think you have to press left to enter. Like in this room, for example, if I do this. Okay, Okay, it's actually kind of annoying because you land straight on this slope and it slows you down a little bunch. I guess this is kind of difficult, actually. I don't know if it's just this room in particular. So you can jump off of a slope to get going. So I guess I could do this instead. So that's kind of slow. I guess you could do like 2 jumps. Whoops, I pressed left. Can I build up a little bit of speed? Sorry, I'm spending a lot of time on this. And like, okay, even if you get to the pipe, if you're like right here, like how do you enter this, you know? I don't know. I mean, considering that I'm only going to the left in Outer Expanse, isn't the best place to test it. If I wanted to get to Moon, maybe that's like a lot more reasonable goal. Wall pounce? Maybe. I could have tried a wall pounce in that room. The challenge might actually be a lot more interesting as Spearmaster because you can throw boost as much as you want with the spears. Okay, if I did like, whoops, we're experimenting. No, I don't think you can do the roll. You need to be moving. Or you need to like keep holding down that button. Okay. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to the game anymore. This song is also kind of loud. Whoops, I didn't have a rock, I just threw it away. That's fair. We're back here again. Well, okay, I think, you know, I spent enough time on this. This wasn't even supposed to be a practice stream. I just got a little bit carried away. I'll go on to real attempts now. I mean, I probably only have time for like 1 attempt anyway. Sure is applying changes right now. Good song. Okay. We're actually running now. Can you see splits? Yes. Actually, hold up. I need to do this to actually get the cloak back. I think this works, right? I did that last time. I just forgot to do it before this stream, so I didn't have it for practice. Okay. Found it? Found what? Whoops, I was not looking. I should probably look at the screen when I'm playing the game. Oh, let's see. Yeah, right, I understand. I found the city too, actually. I didn't eat that. You only need to eat like 2 fruit there. That's enough. And if you get a bat fly, then it's 1 less. I'm not even in chimney yet. It's already threatening me. Oh, that's literally the previous chat message. I'm very good at reading. Oh, so I should probably start recording. In case the stream breaks. I mean, I'm not really expecting the best run like immediately. I'll probably do another some more attempts after this. How useful are crouching rolls? Are those the things where you like are like in a crouching state and then you like turn back and forth until you do a roll? I don't know how to do that consistently, so I don't know if they're really useful. I imagine they might be useful for like Gourmand, if you want to roll through a room, but you don't have the space to do a backflip or like a slide pounce. So you can just like do a roll on the floor if you can initiate it quickly. Although, why not just do a slide then? I don't know. I'll give myself one attempt of that. Is gutter threat? I don't think it is. It's basically the same as Chimney with a slight variation. I do like it a lot, but then like Chimney plays twice, basically. It was so fast. Oh, no way it worked. I'm sorry, it's just the way I play, you know. I just always am on world record pace at every moment. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yep, I definitely have a bot set up for song requests. That's funny movement. There's so many egg bugs. Your monk. Yeah. As I proceed to not focus on movement, but I do like monk for speedruns. You know, okay, I should make a little announcement. Oh no, I'm behind because I jumped off that pole. On Saturday, I believe. Let me check to make sure. Yes, okay, so I'll stream on Friday and Saturday like normal, but Saturday will be the last stream of the year, and so I have a special stream planned. I think that's gonna be the time where I get around to doing the tier list. But I keep talking about it. I mean, not constantly, but like every once in a while, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that tier list that I was gonna make. I'm gonna do that. I definitely am gonna cover the slug cats on the tier list. Them. I don't know if I want to include other stuff too. I mean, just the slug cats would not be too much stuff. So maybe also like regions. I could add on whatever, like creature tier list or, you know. Sphere Master. It's not gonna be more Sphere Master. I'm also just taking a bit of a break from Sphere Master. I'll get back to it eventually, but you know, I also want to do other things. I mean, that's why I'm playing Monk right now, but that also includes Staints mostly. I think I also want to run Staints and maybe Rivulet. I don't know if I want to stream Rivulet, but I'm definitely going to run Rivulet anyway. And then at some point, I'm going to try to do all the... What I was saying... what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Discord challenges. I want to move on to like trying all those. Okay. I don't have depth tools now, so I can't cheat anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna try to complete all the Discord challenges. And so I'll just go through all of them in order. I don't know what order. Maybe like easiest to most difficult. They are ranked by difficulty. All creatures based on who I can beat in a fight. IRL. That really depends on the scale of things. I think one idea for the scale is that a Slugcat is about 2 feet tall. Use the wheel to decide. Let's just pick one at random. Oops, I need food. I'll unlock speedrun. Oops, I didn't need to eat that. I'm throwing. You know what? I did, yeah, okay, so if you look back at some of my older streams, I did do a bunch of challenges already. I think I'm gonna redo them, just for like completion's sake. Just have them all done together instead of you know, like, oh, I'm not doing these challenges because I already completed them like a year ago. That does also include some of the longer ones, like the all unlocks and the all pearls and a score run. Although I guess I've done score runs more recently, so maybe I could just use one of those. Although it might have had downpour enabled, which I don't think is allowed. I can just like jump. I don't need to do any tech to get these. Oh, hello, Blizzard. Surely you will just let me through. You can actually say that as monk. All unlocks isn't too bad on its own. Doing a speedrun kind of sounds awful in terms of routing. It's like, it's so complicated. I feel like it would be easier to like create a map of Rain World with all the unlocks and then just like get some program to calculate the best path. Although of course that wouldn't reflect how long it actually takes them to navigate. But I have no idea how you'd route something like that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go and like make a route for like all the downpour unlocks. I mean, okay, I guess I'm specifically mentioning the like downpour unlocks too, because I think there's already like a path for the vanilla ones. I'll basically just do exactly the same thing. Have you run all the downpour unlocks? But either way, getting all the unlocks. I mean, part of the reason I want to do the challenges is so that I'm not speedrunning, you know? Oh, okay. Because there's I feel like when doing speedruns, I have to sacrifice either the quality of the speedrun or the quality of the stream. If I want to get the best possible speedrun, I just need to focus on that and that only. And I have to like be quiet and just focus on the game and be kind of boring. But if I focus on the... No, I just said that. I'm sacrificing something, you know. But when doing the challenges, you know, I could be more relaxed and just focus on the stream mainly. I can take my time with the challenges instead of just trying to like super optimize them. Ooh, should I reveal this? Okay, it's probably not anything significant. I've been playing Geometry Dash a lot more after the update. Okay, I'm never getting that again. And I thought about making a level that is basically a Metroidvania. Don't mind me. And I have like a big plan for it, what it would look like roughly. However, I'm not very good at making levels. So, or I'm also not very good at actually finishing anything that I get started, so no, I may never complete it. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Build all of Rain World? Maybe. We're doing that too, making a Metroidvania or just making a level in general? Collab. I'm also awful at decoration in general. I have very low artistic ability. Thank you. Okay, please stop at this point. Making a Metroidvania. I mean, I'm definitely not the first person to have the idea. And by the time it's finished, if I actually finish it, it would take like a few months probably. Maybe that's generous, actually. Big flips, dude. Like, even if I like could finish all the gameplay and create a layout of it, visuals would be very difficult for me. But I do have an idea of how I'd want it to look. Nope, we're in Metro now. I think I have a decent understanding of how the triggers work now. I've experimented with them a lot. Especially like spawn triggers. I think I know how spawn triggers work now, because they were very confusing for a while. Now it's like, oh, okay, they're actually very useful, especially in platformer levels. Yeah, there's also like the pixel art blocks added in 2.2, which basically just, I mean, I don't know about using those though, right? It would be really easy just to use like the pixel block designs. That's basically taken care of automatically. But I feel like it's kind of generic. Like every platformer level now looks the same because they use the pixel blocks, you know? Make my own pixel art? That is horribly object inefficient in GD. What are you doing? Yeah, there is the auto build thing too. You only really need to make the block design once, and then basically like taken care of for the whole level. Although, you know, you probably want to have some variance. Okay, a throw boost there is not consistent. Probably should just do a regular pounce. Oh, I have a different playlist with the music. I have like a rough idea of like the layout of the map and like the different like mechanics that I want. Actually, I think the most complicated thing would be getting the abilities to work. Because the idea is that throughout the game, but the level, it's not really a game. The Geometry Dash level, you would unlock abilities that you can activate whenever you want, and you can also cycle between which ability you want to active. And so I think I know how it would work roughly with 2-player controls. 1-player control would be for the actual player, for like just movement and jump. Movement and jumping just like normal. And then the other player control would be jumping to activate the ability, activate or deactivate the ability. And then left, right to switch between which ability you're using. Although, I don't know how to do that. But I think having like just the 2-player jump, activate and deactivate the ability should be pretty easy. Because I've already done something like that, where the second player activates something else. But I don't know about switching between different abilities. Saying to kill spiders and drop bugs with spears in like expedition mode. I don't know about normally. Or is it like you get grabbed and then you like stab them while you're grabbed? Because you can do that as Saint. Is that what it's referring to? Please? Why is this difficult in this one spot? There we go. Yeah, okay. So you get grabbed on purpose and then you stab them back. It does enough damage to kill? Or do you need to do it several times? Hello. Welcome to the stream. I forgot how to do a backflip. Monk is so broken. Also, this song playing again. Ah. Probably just do a normal roll there. Get more height and actually down the spear. Don't do that. Oh, that was actually better. I didn't actually expect to save time. Not enough steps through. I guess I could just do that then. I love pebbles. Oh, it looks like it's not completely frozen. It's just really laggy. Can you guys still see the stream? It's in the red, but it's not 0. So I think that's better. Twitch dropping frames? Yeah, it is dropping frames. I can see. Oh, also I forgot to set it to Chinese. That might save time. Stream is perfectly fine. Oh, well, it looks fine now. That's strange. It was in the red, or maybe that was just for Twitch. It might have been just dropping frames for Twitch, but not for YouTube, because it might be strange like that. Oh, neurons? No, I missed my chance. Look how colorful the neurons are. Like, they didn't need to be rainbow colored, but they are. At least this is like the most RNG part of the run, whether you get a neuron or not. Okay, and then another one real quick. Oh, I should have grabbed that. Once you're holding one neuron, it becomes harder to grab the second one for some reason. There we go. That's annoying. I'm just gonna do this. I think it's faster if you can't throw boost. Also, I forgot about that idea. You're supposed to eat food before, and then you can solo one of the neurons, and then just throw boost here like normal. Supposed to turn blue when you're at DLL. I think they just turn. I think they just turn blue whenever they want. It seems kind of random. tried to do backflips there. No. Ah, that would have been cool. And assuming that I still have low gravity when entering this room. Oh, so if a neuron leaves the iterator, if you go out of 5 pebbles, it just settles on a single color. That's pretty interesting. But I guess it makes sense that they're like more active when inside of pebbles. So hold up, shelter length or cycle length is long. I'm gonna try to get to shoreline in 1 cycle. Oops, split. Per cycle. Hello, welcome back. I think I jumped early there. Oh, is this the room? Hold up. There's some room in the wall that you could just like fall all the way down and like land on some ledge to prevent yourself from taking fall damage. This is the wrong way. Is it this room? Can you grab onto this pole? Also, that was very unintentional, but kind of worked out. Ow. I know you can fall quite far down in this room. I didn't mean to grab that. Pretty much exactly the same pace. It should have been faster if the whitelist wasn't there. I think this is such a long cycle. I think I can make it to the shoreline. I just need to not get slowed down too much. Don't accidentally roll off that platform. I think we've all done that before. Ah. I don't know why I did that.